Good evening, Bulldog fans, and welcome to Doddridge County High School. We're going to take a pause right now as they do the national anthem, and then we'll get you started with some of this in-game action.
Welcome to Doddridge County High School. DCHS first match between the visiting Calhoun County Lady Red Devils and your Doddridge County Lady Bulldogs. At this time, if everyone would please stand. Gentlemen, if you could please remove your hats as we honor America and play our national anthem. And now for our starting lineup, beginning with the visiting Lady Red Devils. Number 11, Allison Harris. Number 3, Kendall Snodgrass. Number 12, Clara Barnhart. Number 14, Bristol Hoskins. Number 9, Kaylee Cunningham. And number 5, Kylie Carter. The Lady Red Devils are led by head coach Chris Gilstrap and assistant coach Megan Rainey. And now for your Lady Dogs. Number 8, Anna Barker. Number 6, Kaylee Cooper. Number 17, Brooke DeHaven. Number 2, Kendall McConnell. Number 25, Evelyn Ryan. And number 15, Cameron Satterfield. The Lady Dogs are led by head coach Wes Zell, assistant coach Karen Turner.
All right, good evening, Bulldog fans. We've had our starting lineup, so we're getting ready to get this match started. We just want to welcome you to Doddridge County High School for a great night of high school volleyball. We've got the first match in a tri-match tonight between the Calhoun Red Devils and your Doddridge County Lady Bulldogs. So we've got the starting lineups for Calhoun, number 12, Clara Barnhart, number 14, Bristol Hoskins, number 9, Kaylee Cunningham, number 3, Kendall Snodgrass, number 11, Allison Harris, number 5, Kylie Caudle. And then over on the Lady Bulldog side, we've got number 17, Brooke DeHaven, number 25, Evelyn Ryle, number 14, Cameron Satterfield, number 24, Alexis Miner, number 8, Hannah Barker, and number 6, Callie Cooper. All right, this should be a fun one tonight. It's an early season for both of these teams, just trying to figure out, what their offense and defense is going to look like, establishing their identities. And first for the service line for Doddridge, we have Evelyn Ryle. And starting for Calhoun Red Devils, a kill from Allison Harris. And back to the service line now we have Allison Harris following up after that kill. And starting off with a service error from Calhoun. I think that's going to be the key tonight in this match is getting your serves. I know at the beginning of the season, serving is a huge thing. If you can't serve the ball over, you're not going to be able to score any points. And so getting those serves in is going to be huge as Cameron Satterfield hits with a jump serve for Doddridge to get that free ball so they can set up their offense.
Just wide out of bounds.
That attack attempt from Brooke DeHaven, you're going to see Doddridge go to her a lot. She's someone that they've been able to go to. Very athletic. We talked about her during basketball season last year. Super athletic. So you're going to see them go to her a lot in that middle position. Great kill from Callie Cooper. Calhoun going back to the right side. Bristol Hoskins for that kill. Big kill on that right side. I think Calhoun kind of fooled the Doddridge block a little bit, sending that back to the right side to get that kill. Back at the service line, we have Kendall Snodgrass for Calhoun. A little out-of-system ball that Doddridge just couldn't quite capitalize on to get that point.
Definitely a good side out right here to get that momentum back to our side.
Pass to setter Cameron Satterfield. A little bit of a miscommunication there with DeHaven and Cooper. Definitely something that you see a little bit more of at the beginning of the season. They're really got to try to work out some of those kinks and those miscommunications, especially in that front row. Service ace from Snodgrass. And again, going back to that, the serve is so important, especially at the beginning of the season. So getting Doddridge out of system, making it hard for them to run their offense is what Calhoun's trying to do, and they're being successful with that so far.
Yes, they are trying to monopolize that tempo, and they're doing a good job right now.
Yeah, they've done a good job of keeping Doddridge out of system. And that's, when that setter's not able to set those hitters and get them going in their offense. And, Calhoun's done a good job with that. So as we said, this is the first match in a tri-match tonight. So the other team that's joining us is Lincoln High School from Harrison County. So we are going to have the Doddridge versus Calhoun match first. Then you will be able to catch us in the Doddridge versus Lincoln game, which is the third match tonight. Back to the service, Snodgrass. That was a good timeout call by Coach Azell to try to freeze that server. Was unable to do that. Free ball. This would be a good chance for Doddridge to get a point here. Free ball from Calhoun to Brooke DeHaven in the middle. Set from Cameron Satterfield. And a hitting error from Callie Cooper on that outside. I'd like to see Doddridge go back to the right side a little bit. Try to free up that outside hitter, Callie Cooper. She's struggling a little bit from the outside. Give her a little bit of a break and go to that right side to get a good swing in and get the point back on their side.
Absolutely. It all goes back to that serve receive. We are really struggling right now to get a two-option pass to our setter right now. So I think until we can get that in her hands, I think we're going to struggle with that.
It's a better pass. Again, that just miscommunication, not really sure where that ball's going to go. The big kill from Kaylee Cunningham, the outside from Calhoun. Free ball over to Calhoun, trying to get that set. Now, that looked a little bit like a double contact, but they're allowed to do that on the second ball now, to have that double contact where it kind of touches both hands So that kind of saved that rally for Calhoun, but Doddridge was able to kind of finish on that, and now they have Brooke DeHaven going back to the line. The push, great spot.
Out of the net, very well dug out.
Yeah, and that was a great spot from Barnhart to put that in that kind of empty zone, but a great aggressive play from Doddridge.
Trick shot there on that second ball.
Good positioning. Good swing from Kendall McConnell.
And we found some hardwood. There we go.
Yeah, and that was a good swing from Cooper. She's kind of struggled a little bit from that outside, so it's good to see her get that kill to try to kind of build that confidence a little bit in their outside. Brooke DeHaven back to the service line to try to get this run and get the ball back to Doddridge's side for as much as possible.
Good scrappy play.
Yep. Nice.
Nice.
Like to see them go up with two hands on that, but that was still a really good decision to direct it to that kind of two zone, that right front position for Callie Cooper. Great serve from DeHaven. And that was huge to get a free ball from Cunningham on Calhoun's side. She had some big swings from the outside, so to get a free ball from her, that's a huge win for Doddridge. Good run from DeHaven to get some points on the board. See if Doddridge can make it a one and done and get the ball back on their side.
Absolutely. We've cut the deficit to 9-5 as of the score.
We got Clara Barnhart back at the service line for Calhoun. Pass from Brooke DeHaven to get the swing from Callie Cooper in the middle. Setter's out of position here, so unfortunately Doddridge has to go with the free ball. Again, that swing from Cunningham, that was close on that line. She had a good idea to go to that line, just kind of over-rotated a little bit too much to push that out of bounds. We've got freshman Hannah Barker back to the line to serve. Doddridge has got some contributions from their freshmen. You have Kendall McConnell and Hannah Barker that are coming up and getting some big minutes as freshmen.
Absolutely. They're making the best of their playing time right now.
And speaking of Hannah Barker, that was a great free ball pass to her setter to try to get some points.
That was a good deep ball. Good spot on that.
It was. If you're not able to get the swing, to try to send it deep to put Calhoun out of their system is what you're trying to do if you can't get a big swing on the ball. Barker still back at the line to serve. Push to DeHaven, to Satterfield to set to get the swing out of Evelyn Ryle. Just a little bit short on that swing. Good block by Calhoun too, and sometimes when that block goes up, it can really throw off your swing and make it a little bit harder to get that ball over the net. Got Caitlin Carter for Calhoun from the service line. Great out of system set from Cameron Satterfield to get that ball to her attackers. Free ball sent over by Evelyn Ryle. Big swing in the middle. That was a great swing from Kylie Cottle.
Good defensive play on our part.
It's a little bit of a miscommunication. You don't want Satterfield taking that first ball.
No.
So if you're that right side attacker on that side, you've got to call off your setter so that she can get the second ball and try to run your offense as much as possible. Great pass from DeHaven. Deep ball kill from Allison Harris.
That was a good swing.
It was, and that's a hard thing to play, and it looked like Addison Roby, the libero, so she's the one in the different colored jersey for Doddridge, kind of pulled up a little bit too much and wasn't able to get back and make a defensive play on that ball. have. I believe that's the first service error for Calhoun so far in this first set. So Doddridge really needs to take advantage of that and get some points to get back in this set.
Absolutely.
I think that's the announcer's jinx. Said that and then just trading service errors, which is not what you want to do. So try to be efficient from that service line.
Thankful that rocket landed out of bounds.
Another service error. Let's see if Kendall McConnell can get things going for Doddridge here. Got a substitution here.
Yes,
We've
ma'am.
got Bristol Hoskins coming in on the Calhoun side in the front row. And another service error. Just trading points at this point. And that's one of the most frustrating things as a coach is you get the other team to have a service error and then you just give it right back. So Kylie Caudle serving for Calhoun. That was a great serve. Anytime you send that overpass to their hitters, I know my first instinct was to close my eyes and just stick my arms out in hopes that they didn't get the kill. We got Evelyn Rowell back to the service line. Good serve.
Very good.
And that's what you want, to get them out of system, make it hard for them to get a point. Great pass. We talked about this a little bit during warm-ups. Brooke DeHaven, she's got those long arms. You really want to see her kind of get that elbow up a little bit higher so she can get on top of the ball and really swing down because, like you said, Katrina, she could hit that 10-foot line if she wanted to. So really just got to get those reps and those swings in as the season goes.
Mid-air trick.
And judging by the look on DeHaven's face, I don't know if that's exactly what she intended to do, but it worked out. And at this point, as long as it gets you a point, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Got Cameron Satterfield back to the service line with a jump serve.
Nice.
That was a good serve. Nice top spin jump serve from Satterfield. And those are hard to defend, and especially when it kind of drops in the middle of the court. It kind of, if your middle's not careful, she drops back and tries to touch that. So as a middle, you got to be careful and get out of the way.
Another spinning serve, which makes it hard. Serve. Yes.
It does make it so hard. And this is where Doddridge really needs to go on a run here. Got it back within 2. Use this, strong server to your advantage. Good deep serve from Satterfield.
That's really tight.
Yep.
And once again, lands in our favor. So
look for Calhoun to call a timeout here pretty soon because they're not going to let this run go on for too long. Great serve. That was another great serve from Satterfield. And this
nice line shot.
This is a big rotation from Doddridge too, because Satterfield's in the back row, so they've got their 3 attackers in the front, 3 pretty tall. They've got some height up there, so this is a good advantage as well if Calhoun is able to get the ball over on the other side.
Prominent front row for us right now. First lead, I believe, for us.
It is.
For the night.
It is.
And Calhoun comes with a substitution as opposed to a timeout.
Yep, bringing in number 13, Tyree Reynolds, coming in, trying to mix it up a little bit, just seeing if they can break this serve from Satterfield. It's a great free ball.
Yes.
It's a great free ball set from Calhoun. And I like that.
There we go.
I like that going in the middle because they've went to Cooper a lot. And so to mix that up, get DeHaven in the middle, the nice kind of thumb up rotation to get that shot in the middle.
And I think Cooper froze up her blocker on this outside because they were expecting us to hit outside.
Finally able to get a swing there from Calhoun. And there it is. Try to run all 3. And why not go to her again? I mean, that was a big kill.
Absolutely. She does see the floor extremely well.
And that's an advantage when you're a little bit taller too, and you're running in that middle. You can see the court so well. So she was able to see that the defense wasn't. I think they were kind of back on their heels a little bit. So to get that tip, to get the point again, however you can get it.
Another free ball. Let's see.
Good pass from Roby to go outside to Cooper, which you went to DeHaven twice now. So that's going to free up Cooper on the outside so she can get that big kill.
I think we're getting warm now.
This is the rotation right here that Doddridge really needs to use to their advantage to run off some points. I think that might have been out.
I think so.
That was pretty close. That Calhoun bailed him out a little bit on that one because that was deep to the corner.
You know, we talk about our front row at this point, but our back row has been playing some really good defense in order to Cameron to keep that ball in her service hands.
And to keep that second ball out of her hands, too. They've done a good job of avoiding Satterfield so that she can still get the set. So just great play all around for Doddridge. Really surprised Calhoun has not called a timeout.
I agree.
Because I believe it was 15-13 when this run started. Now Doddridge is up 21-15.
That sounds about right.
Good set. Great joust at the net from freshman Barker. And the middle with the set. It's a former middle. I like to see those middles try to get some assists.
Good. We are doing everything we can to keep that ball up.
That was a good spot to go towards Satterfield in the back row. But great job by Roby to keep that ball in play. Right here. Here's where they need to get a good set from Satterfield.
Ball went down, but I do believe Calhoun was going to be whistled in the net.
Yeah, that was
regardless.
A net violation, but either way, it was that point was going to go to Doddridge. From our vantage point, it didn't look like DeHaven was in the net at all.
It did not.
So I think that was the right call by the official.
She's had a few aces this run here.
A 10-point run right here for Satterfield from the back row.
And another substitution for Calhoun.
Caitlin Carter coming in that left front position. Another great serve from Satterfield.
Sending them into, everybody's good there.
And now we're at set point.
And just like that.
Went from 15-13 to now Doddridge has a set point 24-15. So let's see if she can rattle off this last point to get this first set for Doddridge.
That's all right. They'll make it work. Make us work for it.
Great run by Satterfield from the back row.
Absolutely.
And just great defensive play from Doddridge. Good swings. That was just all around a really good 11-point run. And see if Doddridge can finish it now with Kendall Snodgrass back at the service line for Calhoun to pull out the ace.
I think that ball would have been close to being out as well.
And you don't want to let Calhoun back in this. So Doddridge really needs to make sure they can get a good pass here, put a stop, and force this to the second set. Great dig by Satterfield. Does force Doddridge to go a little bit out of system, but they were still able to keep the ball alive. The overpass to Brooke DeHaven to finish it, to win the set 25-17 for set number 1.
And while we've got a short break intermission in between these sets, we do want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. We absolutely thank you. This evening, we are not running those audio ads right now as they are being polished and finished for the football game season opener at Roane County on Friday. But again, to those sponsors, thank you so much. If you are interested and want to get in on the action and sponsor WVRC Doddridge, just hop on that Facebook page and contact them, and they will get you that information and get you set up so that you can join in that action. But again, to those sponsors, we thank you.
Yeah, this has been a great addition to the Doddridge County kind of world, this WVRC. It's been great to get to broadcast these games for you all so we can support these athletes everywhere that they go to play these games. It's a great addition to the Doddridge County school system.
Absolutely. And just recapping that first set, we were down, I think, at one point by 8.
Yeah.
And we just kept chipping and chipping away. So that's one thing that I don't think that we want to see or will see out of this team is, we will continue to fight at 1 point at a time, and that's all it takes. You don't have to look at the deficit as 8. Just do short little chunks. Let's get 2. Let's get 2 more. And that's what happened when Cameron Satterfield went behind that service line. And 11, Sam? We got 12.
It was, we went from 13 to 15 up to 24-15. So it was an 11 point run for Cameron Satterfield. And I feel like I always say this, volleyball is a game of runs. So it's getting the momentum on your side. That was a huge build from having that strong server in the back row to having the good defense in the back row as well to keep Cameron out of getting that first touch so that she could set and run the offense. So that was just a really good way to finish. It started off a little struggled a little bit, but once they kind of got into their rhythm, they were really able to make that adjustment. But of course, getting a big pickup from the service line, that's always a huge momentum shifter for any kind of team. So hopefully, they'll be able to carry that over into the second set. As you can see, they have not switched sides. That's a new thing in volleyball this year.
I think you have to decide that up front, right?
I'm not sure if that's how it is at the high school level or not, but they're trying to keep it a little less movement, so they're going to stay on the same side for the second set. So it's something a little bit different this year in volleyball.
And so this set, we will start with the serve on our side. So hopefully that momentum carries over into this set. We get a quick drink, quick breath, and we're back at it.
All right, getting ready to start.
We got this one.
Starting this second set. So if we look at the Doddridge side in our front row, we have Brooke DeHaven, Cameron Satterfield, and Evelyn Ryle. And then the back row, we've got Hannah Barker, Callie Cooper, and Kendall McConnell. And for Calhoun, we've got Kendall Snodgrass, Clara Barnhart, and Bristol Hoskins in the front row. And at the service line, we have Allison Harris along with Kylie Cottle and Kaylee Cunningham to finish out the starting lineup for Calhoun.
What a good pass.
It was. That was a good start.
Very good pass.
To get the serve on the Doddridge side. Got a little conversation here. Still practicing some of those adjustments as well. Proper substitutions. You have to wait for the official to make that call. Evelyn Ryle at the service line. Great serve for Doddridge and a big block from Brooke DeHaven. She's got such hang time. She just hangs in the air and is able to get kind of an extra second. Ooh, net violation on Brooke DeHaven. That was a great ball in transition. She blocked the ball, came off the net, was able to get her approach, but just unfortunately sometimes when you're long and lanky, you fall into the net a little bit. So it was a net violation for Doddridge. Out of system ball, pushed over by Cameron Satterfield. Tip goes to Satterfield, and a little bit of an awkward swing from Barker on the outside, but it did the trick and got the point for Doddridge. And now we have Cameron Satterfield going back to the line. So let's see how many points she can run off in this second set. So
I apologize. We have a little camera malfunction. So Sam, if you could keep doing that play-by-play for us
I
until
will do my best. We had a service error from Cameron Satterfield in the net. And Clara Barnhart for Calhoun is back at the service line. Serve to Callie Cooper, who was unable to keep that ball in control. And we have an ace from Calhoun. So again, we have Barnhart from Calhoun back at the service line. Again to Callie Cooper, set from Satterfield back to Cooper for the swing. Great swing from Callie Cooper to get the tip in the back row from Clara Barnhart. So the point goes to Doddridge. A 3-3 score with Brooke DeHaven back at the service line. We have another substitution. Kendall McConnell is coming in the front row for Doddridge. Great serve from Brooke DeHaven to get the ace. She was able to just barely skim it over the top of the net to get that ace. Now Brooke DeHaven back at the line again for the serve for Doddridge. Serve is up and under the net this time. She got a little bit too much of topspin on that. And so that is a service error for Doddridge. Score is 4-4. And we have Bristol Hoskins back at the line for Calhoun for the serve. Serve from Bristol Hoskins goes back to Roby for the pass. Set from Cameron Satterfield. Tried to get the tip over the net from Callie Cooper, but she wasn't able to get it over the net. Point goes to Calhoun.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Just hearing words, we've got some camera difficulty. It has gone black on us, and I'm working with the tech to try to fix that. So just bear with me, please.
And on that serve, Brooke DeHaven got the ball to Cameron Satterfield so she could set up Callie Cooper for the kill. Doddridge has the point. We are all tied up at 5-5, and Hannah Barker back to the service line. Great serve from Hannah Barker. Overpass to Callie Cooper for the kill. Point Doddridge. So Doddridge has really had some efficiency from the service line. They're up 6-5 now, really hanging in there a lot better in this second set. Great serve from Hannah Barker. Got the swing from Allison Harris. On the Calhoun side, looks like we had a touch. And so the point goes to Calhoun, and we have Kaylee Cunningham back to the service line. All knotted up at 6. Serve from Cunningham to Kendall McConnell. Set from Satterfield to get the swing from Cooper. Great swing to get Calhoun out of system. Free ball did not make it back over the net. So we have the point for Doddridge. You had me muted. All right, we have Calhoun back at the service line. Great dig and serve receive from Brooke DeHaven for the swing from Kendall McConnell. Now we have Cameron Satterfield with the tip over the net. Great pass from Ada Roby. Free ball from Cameron Satterfield over to the Calhoun side. We have a swing from Kendall Snodgrass, but it was out of bounds. Point Doddridge. We're still working on that camera right now, but the score is 8-7 with the advantage to Doddridge County. And we have freshman Kendall McConnell back to the service line. Good serve from McConnell to get that out of system. Push from Calhoun. Roby with the pass to Satterfield, and Satterfield with the setter dump to try to get Calhoun out of system, but it wasn't effective. Good dig from McConnell. And we have the swing from Evelyn Ryle. Calhoun was able to play that up, and here comes the free ball for Doddridge. Had Cameron Satterfield made that pass to Brooke DeHaven to setter, but she wasn't able to get that ball over the net, and we are all knotted up at 8. Got a substitution for Calhoun. Number 18, Caitlin Carter, is coming into the game. And Allison Harris is back to the service line. Great pass from Brooke DeHaven to run that ball up the middle, but unfortunately she hit that out of bounds, so that is point to Calhoun. Harris at the service line. Good serve. Really strong topspin serve from Harris. Cooper wasn't able to handle the ball, and we have an ace for Calhoun. The Red Devils are up 10-8. Another strong serve from Harris. Juliana Thomas is in the game for Doddridge, wasn't able to handle that pass. And we have the kill from Caitlin Carter. Red Devils are up 11-8. Again, I see some comments. We are working on the video right now. Okay, so we're struggling with the video, so I'll keep you up to date with the audio until we can get that fixed. We have an ace from Allison Harris. Calhoun is up 12-8. Harris has really been effective from that service line. Strong topspin serve to Ryle. She's able to get that ball to Satterfield for the swing from Brooke DeHaven. Scrappy play from Calhoun, but they're just not able to get that ball back over the net. So the ball goes back to Doddridge. We have Evelyn Ryle going back to the service line, and Hannah Barker coming back in the front row for the libero, Roby. Got an ace from Evelyn Ryle to bring that score back to 10-12. Evelyn Ryle with the serve. Good pass to get the swing from Calhoun, but unfortunately Carter hit that in the net, so the point goes back to Doddridge. Evelyn Ryle with the serve. Kind of an awkward serve, but she was able to keep that ball in bounds. Free ball from Calhoun. Callie Cooper with the pass to Satterfield, and a huge kill from Brooke DeHaven. She, I think every time she's touched the ball, she's gotten that elbow a little bit higher, and the ball has gotten closer and closer to the net. So there's a huge kill from Brooke DeHaven to run up that middle. Good serve from Ryle. Set going out to Caitlin Carter from Calhoun. Hannah Barker with the hit, but wasn't able to keep it out of the Calhoun block. Tight ball at the net, and Cameron Satterfield wins that joust. So that ball was right along the plane of the net, and Satterfield was able to touch that ball last. Doddridge now takes the lead 13-12 with Evelyn Ryle still at the service line. Great serve from Ryle. They're going out to Carter again on the outside. Looks like they're calling a lift on Carter. She wasn't able to get that kill. Point goes to Doddridge. Ryle with the serve. Out of system ball out to number 3, Kendall Snodgrass for Calhoun, but she was not able to get the ball over the net. Point Doddridge. Evelyn Ryle with the serve. And it goes out of bounds, which great run from Evelyn Ryle, got the lead back for the Bulldogs. And Kendall Snodgrass for Calhoun is back at the service line. Doddridge leads the second set, 15-13. Serve goes to Roby. Plays the ball over the net, but we get a call from the official that that ball was in. So we got the point for Doddridge, and Cameron Satterfield's back at the net, or back at the service line. Good jump serve. Oh, great jump serve from Cameron Satterfield that falls just in that one zone, which is that right back position, right in the deep corner. Great serve from Cameron Satterfield. Bulldogs extend their lead 17-13. Serve from Satterfield goes into the net. You can tell she's a little frustrated with herself, but she has had so many good serves for Doddridge that you can't let that get to you when she does have one service error when she's earned so many points for this Bulldog team. Back at the service line for Calhoun is Clara Barnhart. Serve goes to Callie Cooper for the pass, set from Brooke DeHaven. Free ball sent over from Cameron Satterfield. Push over on the second ball. Caitlin Carter took that second ball and just dumped it right into the middle of the court, and I think it caught Doddridge on their heels a little bit. They weren't ready for that defensive play, and so the point goes to Calhoun. Barnhart's back at the service line. Bulldogs lead the Red Devils 17-15 in the second set. Pass from Callie Cooper to go to Satterfield for the set, and Cooper ran it back out to try to get that swing, but unfortunately just wasn't able to get the kill and hit that ball into the net. And we have a service error from Barnhart, so Doddridge really needs to take advantage of this service error. They're adjusting the score a little bit on the scoreboard. So now we have Brooke DeHaven back at the service line. The Bulldogs lead the Red Devils 18-16 in the second set. It's the first one to 25, and you must win by 2. Great serve from Brooke DeHaven. Trying to catch her off guard. They sent it back to her for the kill, or for on the free ball. Brooke DeHaven with a great pass to Cameron Satterfield, who set it up to Callie Cooper, but unfortunately there was a net violation. Cooper kind of hit the top of the net on her follow-through swing, so that point goes to Calhoun. Caitlin Carter back at the service line for Calhoun. Great serve. Hit that right to the open, kind of, we call that the donut almost. It's right in the middle of the court, but Kendall McConnell was able to dig that out and send the ball back over the net to drop for a point for Doddridge. So we've got Hannah Barker back at the service line. Bulldogs lead the Red Devils 19-17 in the second set. Bulldogs won the first set, so they're trying to take the second set as well. Got the pass to Hannah Barker. Set from Kendall McConnell, but unfortunately she sent it over the net. And it looks like Kylie Caudle from Calhoun was able to get a kill on that overpass. Bulldogs still lead the Red Devils 19-18. With Kaylee Cunningham back at the service line. Great pass to Cameron Satterfield. Callie Cooper tried to get the kill. Ball still in play. And there is a double contact on Tyree Reynolds. She tried to hit the ball, hit it right into the net, and then came down to try to play it again, and you cannot make 2 consecutive touches on the ball, so the point goes to Doddridge. Callie Cooper back at the service line. Bulldogs lead the Red Devils 20-18. Jump serve from Cooper. Good pass to Calhoun to get their set and their swing. Roby with the dig. McConnell with another dig. And Cameron Satterfield sends that ball over on the push. That was a good kill from Allison Harris. She kind of hit the top of the net, and it threw that Bulldog block off just a little bit. They weren't able to play up that ball. Point goes to Calhoun. We've had a much tighter set in the second set. You can tell that these teams are really starting to get into their rhythm and playing a lot better together. And Kylie Caudle back at the service line for Calhoun hits it into the net. So another service error for Calhoun. That's really been rough. And again, we know that camera is not working. We're trying to fix that. Kendall McConnell from the service line. Oh, and a stuffed block from Brooke DeHaven. Solo block. She had every single piece of that ball. Huge block from Brooke DeHaven to get that point for the Bulldogs. Kendall McConnell's back at the service line. Bulldogs lead the Red Devils 22-19 in the second set. Great serve from Kendall McConnell. Push over by Carter. Set, and then a kill from Brooke DeHaven down the middle. She's really been someone they've been able to go to here in these last few kind of points here for Doddridge. McConnell back at the service line. Bulldogs lead 23-19. Serve from McConnell. Great serve from McConnell. Calhoun sends it back over on the first pass. Roby with the pass. Satterfield to Ryle for the kill. And a net violation on Gwen Sampson from Calhoun. So Evelyn Ryle picks up the kill, and the Bulldogs push it to 24-19. Match point here for the Lady Bulldogs. Great serve from Kendall McConnell. push over from Calhoun. Roby with the pass to Satterfield. Free ball from DeHaven over to Calhoun, and she gets the free ball kill to win set number 2 for the Lady Bulldogs, 25-19. Now, because this is a try match, they are only playing the best 2 out of 3. So Doddridge takes the second set 25-19 after taking the first 25-17. So we just want to thank you all for joining us for this first match. The Lady Bulldogs take sets 1, 25-17 and set 2, 25-19 over the Calhoun Red Devils. So we are going to take a break here and try to get this camera situation fixed so that in the third match, the Lady Bulldogs will take on Lincoln. And so join us back here in a little bit for that third match, and hopefully we will have the camera fixed so that you all can watch this Lady Bulldog volleyball action. So again, we just thank you, and we will see you in a little bit. Welcome back. Right now we have Calhoun taking on Lincoln in the second match of the tri-match here. We will not be broadcasting, but we will have the camera on. And we will be keeping score. So if any of you want to tune in and watch that, we will not be moving the camera around, but we will be keeping score. And then we will be back to broadcast the third match where Lincoln takes on your Lady Bulldogs. And I think we've got our camera situation fixed now. So we just thank you for your patience as we kind of tried to navigate that beginning of the season, trying to get that on. So hopefully we will not run into any more issues with that. And we will see you all back here for Doddridge taking on Lincoln. Good evening and welcome back to Doddridge County High School for match number 3 of the night. Your Lady Bulldogs are taking on the Lincoln Cougars. My name is Sam Bailey and I'm joined by Katrina White. Doddridge took the first match of the night 2-0 against Calhoun, and we appreciate your patience as we navigated some technical difficulties throughout that match. In match number 2 of the night, Calhoun defeated Lincoln 2-0, and now we have the final match of the night. We didn't really have much time to talk about the first match against Calhoun. Doddridge got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but at the 15-13 mark with Calhoun in the lead, Cameron Satterfield went back to that service line and rattled off 11 points to make the score 24-15, and then Doddridge went on to win the first set and then take set 2 with a little bit more dominance. So as you can see here, we're getting ready to start this first set of the third match of the evening. Our starting lineups, we're looking over on the Doddridge side. We have in the front row Evelyn Ryle, Brooke DeHaven, and Hannah Barker. And then in the back row, we have Cameron Satterfield, Kaylee Cooper, and Kendall McConnell, who is being replaced by the libero right now of Addison Roby. And then if we take a look on Lincoln's side, we have in that front row, it looks like they're back rotating. We have Della McQuaid, Ariana Finch, and Peyton Hamrick. And then in the back row, we have Macy Bragg, Kirsten Leggett, and Andrea Rockwell, with the libero, number 13, Cameron America Sims. So keys to this game, we can see Cameron Satterfield go back to that service line. So see if she can rattle off some points from the service line to get Doddridge to more of a stronger start than they did in that first match. That was a strong point there for Lincoln to get started off with a 1-0 lead. Tough serve receive ball from Brooke DeHaven, but she was able to still get that point for Doddridge County. Now for the Bulldogs, we have Evelyn Ryle at the service line. Another strong server there for the Lady Bulldogs. Big swing in the back row from Kirsten Leggett, but just got underneath the ball a little bit and pushed that out of bounds. Point goes to Doddridge. Smart play from freshman Hannah Barker to go up with that ball. It was kind of almost on the plane of the net there, so for her to make that decision to go up, that was a smart play. Got a couple freshmen that get a lot of minutes here with this Lady Bulldog volleyball team.
Oh, that was electrifying.
That's what we missed in the first match from Brooke DeHaven. Getting that elbow nice and high, getting on top of the ball, and using her length to be able to swing through and just get a huge kill on that overpass.
She has really adjusted to the court to be able to see it so very well and execute.
Yeah, Brooke DeHaven, she's a junior this year, and you can see the growth that she's had. I saw her when she was in middle school and then coming into high school, and just she sees the floor so well, and she moves so well at the net, too. Just makes really good decisions, has a pretty high volleyball IQ. It's a little tougher angle for DeHaven to get in that middle, so it was a good adjustment to keep that ball in play but still have an aggressive swing.
Absolutely.
Kendall McConnell with a kill from with the attack from the outside. And then the solo block from Brooke DeHaven in the middle. That just makes my middle blocker heart so happy to see her get those solo stuffed blocks in the middle and using that length that she has. She looks so much more comfortable already in this second match than she did in the first match.
She is definitely hungry up there at that net, and they just keep feeding her. Not complaining.
No, not at all.
Nice serve.
Still have Evelyn Ryle back at the service line. Ooh, good pass from Kaylee Cooper to Satterfield. And then, of course, feed to DeHaven in the middle. I could hear it. It kind of bounced off of her fingertips. You could kind of hear that popping noise, but, just didn't have the greatest timing on that, but still go to her. I mean, she has already had so many good swings. They need to just continue feeding her. Ariana Finch at the service line for Lincoln, as Satterfield has to send that as a free ball over the net. Big swing from Della McQuaid in the middle for Lincoln. Finally able to get something in system so that they could run their offense. Serve from Finch. Satterfield
Sneaky.
trying to get that setter dump, but just wasn't able to find the hole. And that right there, that's a play that's hard for a middle to avoid doing. That ball drops right in your lap, and you want to be able to get it. But as a middle, you really just need to kind of back up and let your defender behind you make a play on that ball.
We talked about this too, just to break this serve. Take one ball at a time and not look at panic mode or anything like that. Just like that.
And then now it's important for Dodgers to go back to that service line and take advantage of that error from Lincoln.
Absolutely.
Now we have Brooke DeHaven going to the service line. It's a good topspin serve from DeHaven.
It had a little bit of heat to it.
It did. It did.
She brings it from the front row and from the service line. So
you always wonder, when you have a big hitter like DeHaven, what happens when they go to the back row. But the fact that, unfortunately there was a service error there from DeHaven, but to see her be effective from the back row as well is so important for those 3 rotations that she's not in the front.
Absolutely. She is a key utility player that brings so many facets all the way around the court.
A jump serve there from Della McQuaid. Little bit of a miscommunication, but DeHaven was able to get that over on a free ball. A lot of scrappy defensive plays. I'd like to see them really get something in system so they can run their offense. Satterfield with the first ball, so Kaylee Cooper had to step up and take that second set. Big swing from the middle. That was a close ball, and I think that's where you need to have a little bit of communication there in that back row to let her know, is that ball in or is that out? That may have been out. I don't know. That was that could have went either way.
Absolutely. But I didn't hear anybody calling one way or the other.
I didn't
to try to help them out.
That's something that I feel like comes with as the season goes along. You get used to the girls that you're playing next to.
Yes, good. Communication is very important.
Great
nice
pass.
Cut.
And a great pass from Kendall McConnell to get that ball to the setter so Kaylee Cooper could get a good swing on it.
It was a very good cut from that angle.
And that's not an easy cut to make either.
No, it's not.
You really have to have a good awareness of where you are on the court and where the defense is on the other side.
I think that comes a little bit with her senior experience and leadership.
It does. We got Hannah Barker, another freshman at the service line right now for the Lady Bulldogs.
We had talked about communication is key because not only in this square are you playing offense, but you have to quickly turn it into defensive mode as well. So you're playing both ends in the same box.
There is, and there's always something that you can be communicating to your teammates.
Absolutely.
Good dig by Addison Roby to get that set to Cameron.
Roll shot to keep that ball in play. Tool right off that block.
Yeah, and that was a good use of the Doddridge block for Lincoln. Kind of hit with a little bit of off speed, got Kaylee Cooper as she was on her way down, which caused that to kind of tip off the fingertips of the block. That's always a frustrating thing as a blocker, is when you think your timing is perfect and then they drop that kind of off speed. Another out-of-system ball for the Lady Bulldogs that paid off. We're able to hit that kind of center hole to get the point.
Prior to that serve, we did have a substitution. We have Thomas entering for Barker in the back row.
Yeah, it looks like Hannah Barker is going to be back there to serve, and then they're going to pull her out of that rotation. Now we have Kendall McConnell with the strong serve.
Once again, Kaylee Cooper is there.
She is, and that was a good swing from Andrea Rockwell. Just wasn't able to get it over the net. Look for them to go to her more in the middle as well.
Excellent serve there.
I remember last year when we had our teachers versus staff end of the year volleyball game, Kendall's serve, because she was an 8th grader last year, her serve killed the teachers team. And you can tell that that's one of her definite strong suits is from the service line. She's got a lot of power.
Doesn't look she's lacked anything there.
Another strong serve from McConnell. And then that big swing in the middle.
Just wide.
Looked like it was a little bit outside. They're trying to get her going there in the middle, so. Kaylee.
And I sure hope that they don't get her going.
Yeah.
Because she can bring the heat from that side, too.
Yep.
Excellent.
An ace for Kendall McConnell. And for her to come in as a freshman and just have that confidence from the service line, that's a huge piece for Doddridge to have.
Absolutely. While we take this time out, we do want to thank our sponsors once again through WVRC Doddridge. Once again as well, we are not running those audio ads this evening as they are getting those polished and ready to go for the Friday night football matchup between Roan. But again, we do thank those that have already sponsored. If you would like to get in on the action, just find that WVRC Doddridge on Facebook and reach out to them, and they will get you the information that you need to make that happen. But once again, we are grateful and very appreciative of our sponsors. Coming back out of this timeout, let's see how we respond. Sometimes you it's easy to get back on your heels and kind of get safe and comfortable, but we got to keep pushing that gas pedal. Because as we saw between Lincoln and Calhoun in the second matchup this evening, they did not leave much room for error.
They didn't. And that timeout call, you're trying to ice the server. It's like when someone's shooting free throws in basketball, you try to ice the free throw shooter. They weren't able to ice the server, but they were able to get a big block there in the middle from Andrea Rockwell. Good positioning, just textbook block. So that was, if you're Lincoln, that's a great play to come out of a timeout and to get a big stop like that.
Sure is, and I think she read that the whole way.
She did, and Kirsten Leggett's back at the service line now for Lincoln. Brooke DeHaven with the pass.
Oh, beautiful
that was
ball.
A great set. As soon as I saw that set, I was like, Kaylee Cooper has got a great swing on that. That was a good decision to go down the line, too, because the defense and the block for Lincoln was pulled cross court. So it was a good decision to go down the line. Big swing from Kaylee Cooper. Great set from Cameron Satterfield, too.
Once again, those plays are typically called once that ball goes up in the air. So communication is very key, and they were firing on all cylinders there.
Now after that big swing, Kaylee Cooper is going back to the service line and gets an ace with her topspin jump serve. We see some adjustments that Doddridge has made in this second match compared to the first, and I think they've been able to space out their servers a little bit better, and having Brooke DeHaven opposite from Kaylee Cooper kind of switches those big hitters, so they're always at least one in the front row at all times.
That was a good reflex by Brooke DeHaven to pick up on that.
It's a good opportunity to get a big swing on that slide. Looked like the set was pulled a little bit off the net. Normally when you have a slide, you want it to be pretty close, but DeHaven did what she could with it, but just couldn't keep it in bounds.
Yeah.
Andrea Rockwell for Lincoln is back at the service line.
And an ace was called on that serve.
From here, it looked like that ball was out.
I thought it was wide of that white line as well, too. But that's why we're sitting up here making these calls, and they're making theirs.
It was a good serve. It looked really good from here. It's really low to the net and quick. Pass from Brooke DeHaven. Trying to swing out to get that hit on the outside, but just set was pulled a little bit off the net.
Still keeping them off system as they had to give up a free ball. But still we're able to put it down on our side of the net.
And I get what Satterfield's trying to do there. That was a great pass, though, and I think she had Brooke DeHaven there in motion. So I'd like to see her go to the middle there and try to get DeHaven running when you have her in the front row. Pass from Ryle to Brooke DeHaven in the middle. That's a hard angle to hit when that set is coming from behind you. So good adjustment from DeHaven to keep that ball in play.
I think right now she might just try to be making too much try to happen.
She is.
And just make it a playable ball.
And it is hard when you're running that middle position. The passes are a little bit off the net.
I think Cameron saw that spot open.
Yeah. We have another substitution. Hannah Barker coming in for Juliana Thomas in the front row. Cameron Satterfield back at the line.
Up.
This is a good swing from Ariana Finch to hit that deep cross-court shot. That was a good serve from Cameron Satterfield, but she went right to Cameron America Sims, the libero for Lincoln, who's going to be their best passer, and that was just a great up and serve receive to run their offense.
Ooh. Very good. She passed that ball and then wanted it back for sure.
That's always a fun kind of offensive set to run, is when you get the pass and then can get out in transition to run to attack the ball. It's always
kind of like a little give and go in basketball.
Yeah. Free ball over the net to Evelyn Ryle. The good pass to Satterfield to get Kendall McConnell set up for kind of a slow roller over the net. Good job by Kaylee Cooper to keep that ball alive. Brooke DeHaven have to send that ball deep. I like her decision to go deep to that middle position.
I like that spot as well, but I also love that solo block too.
I do too, and she does such a good job of getting over the net. So not only are her hands up, but she's over and is able to penetrate and get the ball to go straight down. Those are the most fun blocks when you're running as a blocker. Good out-of-system ball from Satterfield to get an aggressive swing from McConnell.
Tell you, we've gotten some hands on a lot of crisp hit balls, or placed even, from Lincoln, which is a positive that you can take out of this match.
And I think that's improved from the first match, because in the first match I feel like we didn't see those kind of balls being played as well. So definitely seeing a little bit more kind of crispness and just better overall. They look a lot better in the second match as opposed to the first one.
Yeah, Sam, you were about the only one that could see all of that, because the viewers at home were stuck watching a black screen. So we do appreciate your patience with that. The battery died. We had to fetch another cord. So again, we apologize. It was never our intent to not broadcast that or let you have the video camera, but technology is a beast of burden, and it's not my forte. But we tried to get us back up and running as quick as possible. So we do, again, apologize, but we absolutely appreciate your understanding and cooperation as we navigated it to get it back so that you can watch this action.
Doddridge leads Lincoln 22-15 in this first set. Evelyn Ryle with a good serve to start, and then a big swing from Macy Bragg on the outside. She just found that seam between Ryle and Cooper in the back row, and just honestly, that was just a really good textbook offensive set for Lincoln to get that ball back.
I will also say I think their middle hitter froze Brooke DeHaven on that, and so she was stuck and not able to transition to the outside to potentially get that block not set, but meet for that double block.
Definitely a seam in the block there. And Lincoln used that to their advantage. Ariana Finch back at the service line, picked up an ace to make it 22-17.
This is a key rotation because we need to stop this momentum to keep Rockwell in that back row and not let her see the front row for a while.
Free ball goes to Kendall McConnell. Satterfield with the set. And kind of an off swing from DeHaven, but the direction, I think her being able to cut that angle, even though it hit the net, it still threw off the defense from Lincoln to be able to get that point for Doddridge. And now she goes to the service line with the Bulldogs leading the Cougars 23-17.
I think she caught Lincoln back on their heels a little bit too, because they were just kind of frozen.
And DeHaven has such a quick approach. Like, she's so quick to the net that if they're not ready for that, it's going to be hard to play that ball.
To defend.
free ball from Lincoln goes to Kaylee Cooper, and a nice tip.
Switch.
That kind of switch, kind of like rainbowing over your shoulder to put it in the hole, that always catches defense on their heels. So it was a really smart decision. We talked about it, Kaylee Cooper being, I believe, one of the only seniors on this team. And so to have that kind of senior leadership, that was just a great decision. Because when you get a ball like that, you want to swing aggressively sometimes. So it's nice to see her pull back and just get the point.
Sure is.
Set point for Doddridge. Pass from Addison Roby. Kind of a roll shot to Kendall McConnell. Back set to Hannah Barker to get the kill and the set point. The Bulldogs beat the Cougars in set number 1, 25-17.
I'll tell you, I think that other than the first mishap on our serve, I think we had a pretty strong start, strong mid, and then a very strong ending because they were threatening to come back. But we held them off.
And it's much better to see Doddridge get off to that stronger start than they did in the first match against Calhoun. Because I think at one point it was like 8-1 in the first match. So to see them kind of start off stronger and then hold that lead throughout the set, that's a definite improvement from the first match. And if you're Coach Wes Ezell, you have to be pleased with your team's performance in this first set.
Absolutely. And I saw way more smiles.
Yeah.
This game.
They looked they looked a lot more comfortable on the court. It seemed like they just kind of knew what each other was doing. So it was just a much better all-around performance in this first set for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, I know we keep hammering that communication, but from where we sit up here, I feel like they were doing a really good job directing traffic in that back row. There were a couple miscues, miscommunications, when the ball was in transition, but not near to what it was in that first match.
And I think what's key, too, is that when they had those miscommunications, it didn't pour over into the next point. It seemed like if they missed one point, they just washed it off and then got right back into it. So that was a big thing to see those changes just from the first match alone.
Yes, definitely was not a domino effect in that sense.
And I think in a way, too, splitting up Kaylee Cooper and Brooke DeHaven made a big difference because you have that kind of leadership, that experience. One of them's in the front row, one of them's in the back row. And I think that really helped to kind of spread out, to have that kind of leadership within all of the different rotations. Getting ready to start set 2 here. And because this is a tri-match, they're just playing the best of 3. So if Doddridge is able to pull out the victory in set number 2, that would be a match win as well. And again, we mentioned this in the first match this evening that they're not switching sides. So that's new to volleyball this year. They're going to stay on their same sides for the first 2 sets. So no switching around, which is different. Starting lineups are out here on the court for the Lady Bulldogs. Starting with, so they're back rotating one because they do not have the serve first. So Cameron Satterfield is starting in the right front position, then Evelyn Rowell and Brooke DeHaven. And in the back row, you have Hannah Barker, believe it was Kendall McConnell and Kaylee Cooper, with Addison Roby stepping in as the libero. And for Lincoln, you have Macy Bragg, Della McQuaid, Ariana Finch in the front row. And then in the back row, we have Kirsten Leggett, Andrea Rockwell, and Peyton Hamrick, which Peyton Hamrick just pulled off that ace to get the first point for the Cougars. Brooke DeHaven with a great pass to Cameron Satterfield to run that quick up the middle, and that ball landed right on the line. That was a great swing from DeHaven to hit that deep cross-court shot from the middle.
She's looking much stronger, much more confident this match.
She is. And this is why Doddridge back rotated. So now their first server is still going to be Cameron Satterfield, who had such an effective game from the service line against Calhoun. Got that free ball to Kaylee Cooper. Satterfield with the set to Evelyn Ryle.
We've really utilized that backside hitter this evening. Oh, man.
She just has such a quick arm swing and the flick of the wrist at the last second. Like, she looks like a completely different hitter than she did in the first match. We didn't see swings like this from her against Calhoun, so you can tell that she's really coming into her own and feeling a lot more comfortable in that middle position.
Absolutely. And again, she sees that court because you think that she's going cross body, and then she slices and dices that defense and just finds the hardwood.
And that's the beauty of having a middle hitter like that, is because she does have the whole court. She can go anywhere that she wants to, and she can see the whole court when she's up there, because I feel like she hangs in the air for like 20 seconds. It feels like she has such good hang time.
Yes. She's just such a versatile player that she could go outside if need be, but she just sees the court so very well as a middle hitter, and that's key.
Great out-of-system set from Cameron Satterfield. That's not an easy thing to do, to take that out-of-system ball and put it right where your hitter wants it, especially in the middle. To do an out-of-system set to the middle so that she has pretty much anywhere that she wants to go. That was a really good set from Cameron Satterfield to get the big swing from Brooke DeHaven.
Just long.
Yeah, service error from Satterfield. It was just very close to that end line. And Ariana Finch is back at the service line for Lincoln. Another good pass from DeHaven to go to Kaylee Cooper in the back row to get that, to attempt that back row attack. And another big swing from Brooke DeHaven off of another good pass from Brooke DeHaven.
Very good. So we talk about 1 option, 2 option, 3 option passes. And those are very, very good. Excellent serve.
Good serve from Evelyn Ryle.
Caught us on our heels there just for
Did,
a
and
brief moment.
that was a great spot from McQuaid.
She's really had some good swings for Lincoln this evening.
And now she goes back to the service line with the top spin jump serve. Great save by Satterfield to keep that ball in play.
And to keep herself out of the net.
Nice attempt there by Addison Roby. When that ball's coming at your face like that, there's really not a whole lot you can do. That overpass, great defensive play from Satterfield to be ready for that overpass to come back. And then a good swing from Leggett, just sailed a little too far out of bounds.
I think they called a touch on that.
Oh, they did.
So I think
okay. I wasn't sure. I thought that was close.
I think Hannah got a little bit of that.
Okay, I knew it was close to being touched. So there's a touch from Doddridge, so the point goes to Lincoln. We were tied up here at 5-5. McQuaid from the service line. Much better pass from Addison Roby. Swing from Kendall McConnell. A nice decision to go to the back. Free ball sent over from Brooke DeHaven. Great spot.
Excellent spot.
Back was turned to Lincoln's side of the court, and she was still able to find the hole. That was always one of the big things. If you're going to send a free ball over, at least try to find a spot in the court that's going to make it harder for them to get to defensively. And that was just a good decision to go to that one spot right down the service line. DeHaven with the strong serve. Addison Roby with a great dig.
Beautiful back set.
Good decision to go to the back because she had the block frozen.
That was a beautiful back set. Cameron Satterfield has really done a good job of mixing up her attackers, whether she's going strong side, weak side, or out of the middle.
DeHaven with a great serve. Free ball. Addison Roby with a great pass and hitting Kaylee Cooper right there in the middle. Nice deep shot.
That's very smart.
It was. Because she's got America Sims on her heels a little bit because I think she was coming forward either expecting a tip or a harder kill, and good job by Cooper to kind of catch her off guard and hit that push into the deep corner, which leads to a service error from Brooke DeHaven. Now Macy Bragg at the service line for Lincoln. Bulldogs lead the Cougars 8-6 in the second set. Best 2 out of 3. Good pass from Kendall McConnell. Big swing from Kaylee Cooper. She really has a high reach on the ball. She gets that elbow up high.
And I believe that was even tipped at the
It was,
net.
yeah. Now freshman Hannah Barker back at the service line for the Lady Bulldogs. Trying to hit that one zone, that right back area. Just pushed it a little too far out of bounds. Server for Lincoln is Kirsten Leggett. The jump topspin serve. That was a good serve. Just split the seam there between DeHaven and Roby.
Yeah, I think they just kind of had a frozen in time moment. The ball was definitely in.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Ezel, you want Roby to step in and take that pass. Another strong serve. Those topspin serves are hard. You have to get your entire body behind the ball and try not to swing your arms when you're getting such a hard topspin serve.
Setter with a kill. That was a nice angle, too.
It was. Point goes to Doddridge.
Lincoln's really leaving those corners open. So if we can paint those, it'll be a golden ticket.
Kendall McConnell back at the service line and a great serve, kind of splitting that 4 to 5 zone there right behind the 10-foot line. That's a hard position to get to. And as you can see, Finch and McQuaid for Lincoln are actually pulled up at the net. So there's a huge hole right there in that zone. So that was a good serve from McConnell to get that ace.
And she
going
took
right there again. As soon as she made contact with the ball, I could tell it was going to that zone, but she actually, the tape kind of bailed her out there.
Yep, she's definitely going back to that well. Let's see if we can go 3 times.
She's got a little bit of a gap there between 1 and 2 as well.
She mixed it up just a little bit.
She's trying to go there as well. Oh, that was a good swing. Good movement from Rockwell.
Good points back there from number 2 behind the service line.
Both freshmen have really given some good points to this Lady Bulldog team tonight. Pass from Brooke DeHaven in the back row. Swing from Evelyn Ryle, and that was a great decision to go to that deep corner.
I think Kaylee was a little bit out of transition as well. Since we have no hitter on that right side, she can either run the middle or that right. But I think she's just trying to get out of Cam's way.
I think she was. And with Satterfield in the front row, like you said, there's only 2 attackers. So the fact that Ryle was able to recognize the block, taking off her cross court to go down the line, it was a great decision when you have that kind of one-on-one opportunity.
We really have to take advantage of being behind that service line and making those points count.
Yeah, Kaylee Cooper with a service error gives the ball back to Lincoln. And then Lincoln with a service error gives it right back to Doddridge.
It's early in the season. Maybe there's a little fatigue setting in, but those points, especially when they're coming down the stretch, we'd probably be hitting 20 right now if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, we would be. Now we've got some substitutions for the Lady Bulldogs. Hannah Barker is back into this game for Juliana Thomas, and we have Peyton Swan coming in the game for Kendall McConnell. So Peyton Swan, another freshman for this Lady Bulldog team, and Cameron Satterfield with her topspin jump serve from the service line. Back row attack attempt from Andrea Rockwell sails out of bounds. Lady Bulldogs take a lead 15-10 here in the second set of a best 2 out of 3 match. Her serves are so deep, and I think that's what makes them so hard to get and serve receive. A good pass from Kaylee Cooper to get Brooke DeHaven in transition. Peyton Swan with the dig.
Good
great
defense.
Pass. That was a great set from Satterfield. Brooke DeHaven with the
Send
dig.
her over. Good. Here we go.
Free ball. Now this is an opportunity for Lincoln to take that free ball or for Dodgers to get a big stop. Peyton Swan with the aggressive kind of hustle after that shanked ball from Kaylee Cooper. Good aggressiveness. Just couldn't quite get behind that ball. Ariana Finch back at the service line for the Cougars. She's got a good serve, too. I've been impressed with her from the service line. It's a great swing from DeHaven and just caught a little bit of the tape, which
It just got in her way.
as a hitter, you hate when that happens, but at the same time, it really affects the defense, too. So it plays to your advantage, but you don't want to do it at the same time with that ball.
And you always want it to be in your favor, but it doesn't always work out that way.
No, it doesn't. Kendall McConnell back in the game for the Lady Bulldogs. And Brooke DeHaven with the kill off the overpass.
She definitely took some off of that.
She did. Evelyn Ryle at the service line for the Lady Bulldogs. Good serve. Swing from Leggett. Dig from Ryle. Good hustle by Cooper and Satterfield to keep that ball in play.
Absolutely defending.
And an overpass. Brooke wanted that one too.
She really
It was a great
did.
opportunity for her to hit some 10-foot line on that one. Sometimes I think when that ball comes over as an overpass, you tend to overthink it a little bit because you get excited. You see that ball and you want to just wail away at it, and sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it to go. Back at the service line for Lincoln is Della McQuaid. She's had some good serves. So we're going to have a timeout.
Taken by the Lady Bulldogs and Coach Izell.
We had a bracelet on one of the Lady Bulldogs that you're not allowed to have those, so they unfortunately had to cut it off, it looked like.
Again, thank you to our sponsors. Again, those are not running this evening audio-wise due to them working on polishing and cleaning those up for our Friday night matchup for Roane County. So again, those will be ready to go on Friday. And again, thank you for your sponsorship.
And for the Lady Bulldogs is Abby Richards, as Della McQuaid goes back to the service line for Lincoln. Lady Bulldogs lead the Cougars 17-12 in the second set. So that timeout, I don't think Coach Ezell was looking for that, but it actually kind of worked out in his favor. Iced that server, and now you've got Brooke DeHaven going back to the service line for the Lady Bulldogs.
I'd like to see us go on a little run right here after that. Hopefully I didn't jinx that.
See if they can bounce back from this and not let that pour over into this next point. Got Macy Bragg for the Cougars with that serve. Swing from Hannah Barker. Falls right into that deep corner. That's about as close as you can get to that ball not going out of bounds. Now the Lady Bulldogs are 1 point away from hitting that 20 mark, which I feel like, for me anyway, volleyball was always games of 5.
Yeah.
So it's first one to 5, first one to 10. And so to get that first to 20 would be huge with Hannah Barker at the service line. And that's, I believe, her 3rd service error so far in this set. So I'd like to see her kind of shake that off. And
she's young. She'll bounce.
She is. She's a freshman, and you're going to have those kind of growing pains throughout the season. And you see Juliana Thomas coming back in the game for Barker. That was a good serve. Good serve from Kirsten Leggett. This Lincoln team has a lot of good servers.
They do.
Very aggressive servers, which with aggressive servers, you're going to have a few service errors.
Just like that.
Which called that one. But as a coach, I feel like if you're getting those aggressive serves, you can take a few errors here and there.
Yes.
You just don't want it to build up into something that's going to be a definite game changer.
Agree.
Kendall McConnell back at the service line for the Lady Bulldogs. Set goes to Ariana Finch. That was a great spot from Finch and a good hustle play by Brooke DeHaven to try to get that ball up. It's a long way down for DeHaven to go to. So for her to get down there that quick.
Sure is.
Such an athletic player. Pass from Kendall McConnell to Satterfield to Cooper for the swing. Peyton Hamrick with the swing for the Cougars. Little out of system ball. Free ball deep sent by Abby Richards. Cameron Satterfield back to Abby Richards with another free ball. She's had 2 good positionings on those free balls. It was the right idea from Satterfield to try to freeze the defense from Lincoln. I think she was a little bit further off the net than what she thought.
Yep. I think she thought she was closer.
But that was a good attempt from Satterfield to kind of stop that rally. Peyton Swan's back in the game for the Lady Bulldogs with Andrea Rockwell at the service line for the Cougars. Brooke DeHaven to Juliana Thomas.
We love those corners.
That was a great deep free ball. If you're going to do that, send it to the deep corners. Good recognition, too, by DeHaven to know where she was at on the court and know that that ball was going to be out. Evelyn Ryle coming back in the game for the Lady Bulldogs with Kaylee Cooper going to the service line. Bulldogs lead the Cougars 21-17 in this game to 25. Another service error for the Lady Bulldogs.
Those are adding up.
They are, and this, I feel like this set is a lot closer than it could be.
Yes.
With those service errors. And Peyton Hamrick with the serve for the Cougars. A little bit of a mistiming. Good decision for DeHaven to stop, but I'd like to see her kind of hit one of those roll shots and go over the block when she's not able to leave her feet.
This is exactly what we saw in the second match with Lincoln and Calhoun. They were resilient and not wanting to go away silently.
Peyton Swan with the dig to Cameron Satterfield out to Evelyn Ryle for the attack. Satterfield takes the first ball, and because she's in the front row, she can't attack that, so getting the swing from Satterfield.
Nice.
I like that decision to go to DeHaven. There in the middle. The ball was a little bit low. Good read from DeHaven to just tip that and hit that open about 2 zone there in the right front.
Hannah Barker re-enters for the Bulldogs.
And Cameron Satterfield goes back to the service line as we get a timeout from the Cougars. Lady Bulldogs lead the Cougars here in the second set, 22-19. It's a set to 25. And because, again, it's a tri-match, so we are only playing the best 2 out of 3 sets. So if the Bulldogs can finish this one off, it'll be the end of the match tonight. The Lady Bulldogs started their season off last week at Wirt County, which, if anybody's followed high school volleyball for a number of years, you know that Wirt County is probably not who you want to start your season off against. But not only that, they also played Ritchie County in the same night. So unable to pull out any wins in those first 2 matches of the season, but different kind of outcome. In the first match tonight, got their first win of the season. It's always tough when you have to play Wirt County that early in the season.
Whether it's home or away.
It doesn't matter where it's at.
It doesn't matter. They have a rich tradition of winning. And, yeah, so 2 tough losses on the road, but coming back, bouncing back here on our home court. Hopefully we can seal this shortly.
It's a good serve from Satterfield out of that timeout, but just not able to make a play on that ball in transition.
That was definitely a well-placed ball.
It
by
was.
Lincoln.
We have Addison Roby coming back in as the libero. And if you're not familiar with volleyball, the libero doesn't use any of the substitutions, so they can just come in and out as long as they come in below the 10-foot line. So that's why you see that different color jersey kind of slipping in and out as the match goes on. Another point for Lincoln. They pulled this back within 1, so the Bulldogs lead the Cougars 22-21 with Ariana Finch at the service line. Pass from Brooke DeHaven. Trying to run in that middle. The set was pulled off the net just a little bit, but good adjustment by DeHaven. Addison Roby with the dig. And just caught that Lincoln defense on their heels. There was nobody there.
No, that well was pretty deep right there. Again, court awareness. That's hard to teach.
It is.
But I really do. She's a natural athlete.
She is. I enjoyed watching her in basketball season last year as well. I feel like with her, she needs to build that confidence a little more. And we've already seen it so far in the second match tonight.
Absolutely.
Get a timeout from the Cougars as Evelyn Ryle goes back to the service line. The Lady Bulldogs lead the Cougars 24-21 in match point. So looking ahead for this volleyball team, broadcast-wise, we will be back with you all broadcasting volleyball on Tuesday, September 1st, as they have another tri-match against RCB and Grafton. And then on Wednesday, September 16th is the first home JV varsity match where they will be playing Gilmer. And then September 22nd is another JV varsity match against South Harrison. Now, they do have other games in there. We will only be covering the home matches for this year. But it is fall and things are starting to pick up. Volleyball
Back to school.
and football and all of the things. Great serve from Evelyn Ryle on match point. And a good spot from Della McQuaid. We've mentioned her name quite a few times from the service line and from the front row. And she gets that tip to catch the Bulldogs defense on their heels. And now she goes back to the service line. Match point number 2 for the Lady Bulldogs. Good serve from McQuaid. Push from DeHaven. Lincoln sets up their offense. Tip right to Hannah Barker. An overpass from Kirsten Leggett. Good dig from Cameron Satterfield to keep that ball alive. And then a little bit of a kind of miscommunication. And again, as the season goes on, they're going to get used to each other, playing next to each other. And that's a difficult, when it's back and forth like that, things get all kind of out of sorts. We move on to match point number 3 for the Bulldogs. Now you do have to win by 2. So if the Cougars are able to tie this game up, we will have to play to 26. Good pass from Madison Roby. And a kill to finish it off from who other than Brooke DeHaven. That was a good turn to hit that kind of left corner shot. So the Lady Bulldogs take set number 2, 25-23 to win the match, winning the first set 25-17, second set 25-13 to get their second match win of the season. Katrina, what were some of the things that you saw in this match that worked in the Lady Bulldogs' favor?
Oh, resiliency. So we were down just a little bit, but we didn't give up, same as that first set. And I think going down and carrying that momentum throughout the season, we're going to see ourselves, behind against certain opponents. But as we said before, it's the game of fives. Mm-hmm. You want to just chip away at those points and don't look at it as a big feat, so to speak, but just one ball at a time and just keep chipping. I felt like we were aggressive on the serves when we needed to be. Mm-hmm. A little aggressive at times this match because I think we could have been to 25 a little sooner, but it's learning curves. This was only for the 4th game of the season, so they're building. We're going to get better as we go, and here in just a minute we're going to be joined by head coach Wes Azell.
And I think it looked like in that second match there was just a lot more confidence on the Lady Bulldog side as well. They played a little more cohesive together and didn't let those, missed opportunities kind of creep over into the following point. So definitely some changes from...
No, we saw some smiles.
Yeah, they looked like they were having fun out there.
A little more loose than what we saw in that first game.
All right, Coach. Talk to us a little bit. What kind of adjustments did you see made from the first match to the second match tonight?
Yeah, we made a lineup change. We looked at the first match that we played tonight. Cameron Satterfield was phenomenally serving. I mean, she just served over and over and over. And her serves are difficult to serve receive, so she got us several points. She brought us back from being behind to ended up winning the game there. So we made a rotation change where we put her in the serving spot right off. And then as soon as we do that, we have other kids step up and serve better. So, and every game is different. She may serve well this game, and another kid may serve well the next game. But I think if we cut the unforced errors out, hitting in the net, serving in the net, giving the other teams points that they didn't earn, I think we're going to be a lot better than what we are.
Yeah, I agree. I think serving was our Achilles heel this evening. It seemed like we would get on a run and then we'd have a service error. But luckily, Lincoln returned the favor and gave us the error and the point back. So looking back to last week, Coach, when you played Richie and you played Wirt, and we talked earlier about, man, that was a hard match to start your season
It's a
with.
gauntlet to start with.
And
yeah.
you think, man, you start 0-2, and now you broke even. What are some things that you saw from your players tonight that you didn't see last week?
Right. And even going back to when we played Parkersburg Catholic in a scrimmage, it was our first time together on the floor in a game type situation and things like that. And then we get to real game situation where we're forced to play Wirt County, who has multiple state champions.
Just a few.
Richie County, and then we turn around and we play them the second set, and they've got multiple state champions under their belt. And so those two are honestly, they're volleyball schools. I mean, they're enriched in deep tradition of volleyball. So that's a tough way to start for a team that's trying to rebuild and get some momentum. But tonight, the kids seem to play with a lot more confidence. We made mistakes. I mean, we're not going to be perfect every night out, but if we can cut some of the errors out of it that we're shooting ourselves in the foot, I think we're going to be a lot better. But the confidence level seemed to go up a lot more tonight. Cameron Satterfield did a much better job tonight as a setter in leading the team vocally and not just going out there and setting physically and just doing her job physically. I think she did a much better job vocally, and she's got to get better at that every game, because that setter's position in volleyball is all about momentum. And if you can keep that momentum going and not get your heads down when you make a bad play or make a bad set or a bad pass, then things tend to go a lot better for you. So Brooke hit the ball well. Kaylee hit the ball well. A lot of players did a lot of good things tonight.
We were impressed, honestly, with the freshmen, because at some point when you talked about Cameron steering that ship or being the quarterback out there doing that play calling, she's out there with 2 and 3 freshmen, at certain points. And so I felt like she did a really good job of knowing who was where and who needed to be where. And
I'll tell you, the other thing, too, is you don't want to go to the same person every time as a setter, because it's very easy to predict where the ball's going to go if you're on the defensive side of that. But she did a great job of moving the ball around. But she also recognized, hey, when we need a point, we're going to the people that got us the points.
Right.
So I think she did a good job with that as well.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight for the first WVRC Doddridge broadcast of the season and the first home volleyball match for your Lady Bulldogs. Our next broadcast is going to be for football as the Bulldogs take on Roane County Friday night at 7:30. And then September 1st, your Lady Bulldog volleyball team, like I said, will be back in action here at Doddridge County High School against RCB and Grafton in another tri-match that starts at 6 o'clock. For Katrina White, I am Sam Bailey. Thank you for joining us, and let's go Bulldogs.
Have a good night.